my shoulder there, I think they have cap and gown, so it must be, what is this? May, so are they graduating already? They didn't even go to classes. How could they graduate? We got a lot of universities in this town, so I don't know what's going on. I guess some of them maybe have virtual graduations or whatever it is, but it's nice today. It's going to be in the 80s. That's nice, but then it gets back in the 60s in about 2 days. Man, this weather is yo-yo-ville. That's what I feel like, yo-yo-ville. But what I want to talk to you about today is a new government program, brand new, from the Small Business Administration, and it's an SBA. Actually, it's a grant. They don't pretend it's a grant and call it a loan. This is strictly a grant, and it's for people in the restaurant business. So I can't figure out yet if they're checking credit scores, but just apply anyway. And actually, what's really neat about this program is that they realize they need better customer service, and they have people on for like 12 hours a day, I think 8 in the morning till 8 at night, to answer questions over the phone. So you may not have to wait 5 days to get an answer, maybe only 5 hours or 5 minutes, but at least they're prepared. And that's what's neat about what's going on now. And the good part is that they're learning from mistakes because they have to do all these things so quickly. The Congress passes, hey, give out this $25 billion. I don't care how you do it. And they don't know how to do it yet. So they got to figure it out, go on. That's why it's all screwed up. So, I mean, I get a lot of Let's Go Help members say, well, nobody cares about me. Yeah, they're just trying to, the bureaucrats are just trying to stay afloat, man. Actually, that was the one in Georgia. Actually, a member from Georgia said, oh, nobody cares about people in Georgia. I mean, that may seem true, but it's not they're out to screw you. It's just given the resources they have and the objective that they have to follow and all this kind of stuff, they're doing the best they can. Unfortunately, it's not good enough for most people, but you have to be prepared for that. If you're expecting perfect, man, you and I aren't perfect. So how the hell do we expect anybody else to be perfect? And then, they're really in the middle of a war. This pandemic is a war for the government because the government's expected to solve it, right? So they have this big virus. They don't even know what the hell the enemy looks like. They try to solve it. And nobody wants to hire more people. They don't have money to do that. They have money just to give away. So they have to give away millions and millions, billions and trillions with the same staff that just gave out hundreds. So that's why you have to relax and work with the system, because it ain't going to change for you. And you have to learn how to use it, in my mind. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. I mean, there's no need. And if you have another way to get this kind of money or help, that's fine. I mean, good for you. But this program, to me, looks like, from all phases, and even what they're doing is only giving it to small businesses first. So not the big businesses, only the small businesses. I get it first. So that's why I want to get in line, and it's really for the restaurants. So if you look at restaurants.sba.gov, all the information is there, how to fill it out. And I was reading an article today in the New York Times about this woman said it took her 10 minutes. So it's twice as long. Only 10 minutes to do that. And it offers up to $10 million. And you can get as little as $1,000 to $10 million in filling out a form that only takes 10 minutes to figure out. Maybe you don't have some of the data and you have to go and get it. So that's what. But what they've been doing is practicing. And last week they selected some people to practice on the some guy on a little scooter, unicycle scooter buzzing around. Yeah. And of course there's always problems or whatever. Particularly anything new, you're going to have problems. You haven't done this before. When you do it a dozen times or 2,000 times or 2 million times, then you work out the bugs. So that's it. But you want to be fast, because they say the amount of money, which is $25 billion, is a fraction of what's needed. So the need is big out there. And what they're doing is the first 21 days, they're only going to do applications for small businesses. So if you're a larger chain, a restaurant, and it's for bars, it's for food, it's for caterers, for anybody in the food-related business. And you don't even have to, you could just start a restaurant and not be open yet, and they give you money for that too. So, and it's not based on sales, then it's based on the amount of money you spent so far to get open. So that's an interesting twist. So that's why you don't guess what is in there. And I just look now, I mean, there's so many instructional videos that are put out by the SBA and other, look for videos that not done by independents like me, because that's hit and miss. You want to look for videos that are done by the SBA themselves. They're financed by the SBA or associations like the Chamber of Commerce, because they'll make sure they're not in the hype business like the rest of us are. We're trying to get views and create clickbait. But these people, they're not. So that's why it's important, you know, look for .orgs even in the videos from people who are running the videos, .gov or .org, because you have the economic development people. This is local. See, every state has maybe 6 to 12 offices that you could call. You could call each one of these offices to talk that, and they help you for free to start a business or expand your business. You hear that? That's very important, and that's why, you know, members of Let's Go Help, I'll send you that. It's a mini grant report for your state for starting or expanding a business or a nonprofit. So anybody who's a member, get that. If you're not a member, don't worry. You can go to letsgotraining.com, and we have a report there that tells you how to find these things yourself, okay? So it's letsgotraining.com, and that's important to have. But what's important is that there are people, and these aren't people like me on the YouTube or whatever, trying to make a living, getting money from you. These are people who already got their money. They got money from, you know, your state government to help you in your state start a business. That's what they get paid to do. You can't give them money unless you want to bribe them, and some of them probably are up for that. Who knows? Try it, it can't hurt. But it's all there. So they're the people you want to talk to. And when you go and search on the internet or on YouTube for instructional videos for this, because there's lots. They'll tell you step by step how to do this. But if you go to the website itself and just start filling it out, and if you get stuck, then you call the phone number there and see. And then if you can't get there, oh yeah, okay, just go on the website. Your member from Illinois will send you that mini grants for Illinois for starting or expanding a business. And see, these are professionals. They do this every day. You're doing it for the first time in your life, right? So what do you know? You know, that's what I mean. If you're going to fix the toilet for the first time, you know, it's going to take you a lot of videos to figure it out. Go to the hardware store to get these tools you don't have, you know, to be able to fix it. And that's why you may spend $1,000 in tools to fix it once. Yeah. So that's why if you go to people who solve this problem over and over again, and they're free, and they're paid for by the government and by nonprofit organizations to help you start a business. Why do they do that? Well, because they'll take 50% of your business. No, I'm teasing you. Actually, there's some states and some universities that do that. They take a little piece of your business, but they give you money for it. So that's another thing. But no, they're there because if you start a business, then you're going to create a job, and that job will take somebody off of unemployment. So that's right. You know, I mean, like half the jobs in this country come from small businesses. It's not the big businesses. And I think like 80% of the growth, 80% of the new jobs, I'm not positive about that figure. It used to be that way. It's probably even more now because more people are starting businesses and there's no jobs out there. So the new jobs that are created, not the old jobs, the big companies are just stuck in the old jobs, right? So as we grow with more people wanting jobs, more people, into the workforce and all these kinds of things, we need to create new jobs. And 80% of those, or some large figure, I mean, don't bet the farm on my number, are created by new businesses. How do new businesses start? Well, they need incubators like little chicks. And they need care and loving help to get started off the ground and things like that. So that's why the government has these, because you're going to create a job for at least yourself and for maybe 100 other people, or you become a gazillionaire and you'll hire tens of thousands and be another Bezos or whatever, and then you get divorced and you lose half your money. That's what Gates is doing now, right? But what the hell if you have 50 billion or 20 billion or 1 billion? I don't see your life is going to change a hell of a lot, right? And actually, I got somebody said they want to start a bit. Yeah, I mean, because of the pandemic, more and more people are starting businesses. I should look at some data and try to find that, because that looks like true. And there's so much free help. And you don't want to spend any money starting your business. Don't spend any money starting your business. Don't spend any money starting your business. Rule number 1, don't spend any money starting your business. Okay, rule number 2, don't spend any money starting your business. Rule number 3, don't spend any money starting your business. Unless you have money to piss away, and it doesn't matter. But if you don't have that kind of money, don't spend any money starting your business. Go and do the research. You have to be a scout. You know, you have to go and see what the landscape's like. You know, like in the military, you know, the scout goes out for head of the army, you know. What's your link to be a member? It's lesgohelp.com, LESKOHELP.com. And it's in the, I think I put it in the description. Maybe I screwed up and it's not there, but it should be, lesgohelp.com. Or if you don't want to join, I have separate reports available for like $5.95 for every state, and that's at lesgoreports.com. Okay, and that's your state mini grant reports that I have there. So that more, sweetie Mickey Gonzalez, thank you. I don't spend any money research. Good, yes, that's it, Mickey. I mean, it is, you research. Otherwise, if you don't do thorough research, you're going to get sucked in by somebody who's advertising to suck you in. That's what advertising is. They rely on you being lazy. You don't know your options. I'm here in front of you. It only costs $275. Don't worry, you'll get that back. Your chances to get that back are, you know, very, very small. Maybe 3 people do it, and they're the you know, the testimonials you'll see. Anybody can get testimonials. It's a big world out there. This is for new business, start business. Either the government wants you to start businesses or grow business, or nonprofit organizations, or just be a freelancer, you know, all those things, or be in the gig economy. That's what this help is for. That's why now we have unemployment to cover those people. See, they weren't covered under the old unemployment. You know, you had to have a W-2 to get unemployment until 2 years ago. Now there's separate unemployment called a pandemic unemployment, and I'm sure they'll keep that because more and more people are getting their income from creating their own income. You know, you go out and get a gig. Looking for help as an artist. Are there specific grants for fine artists? Yes, and even lousy artists. You don't have to be fine. You can be good, good enough, maybe. And there's reports. If you go, every state has an office on the arts. So if you were like in Iowa, you're looking for Arts Council Iowa, and they usually collect a lot of the good things that are available. What is it? I think it's Indeed also has a good selection of grants for artists from the pandemic. I think even Kickstarter put up a good collection of grants. See, what I look for, who has done the research already, so I don't have to do it. Who's gone out and done the research? And that's what a lot of my work is. I take other people's research that, you know, and I give them credit. Actually, I made New York Times bestsellers out of research the government did. The government has a book called The Catalog of Federal Domestic Assistance. And what is this? This is 80, 90, 100. 30 years ago, I found that in the government printing office, and cut and pasted it, sent it to New York. They published it and became a New York Times bestseller. And I didn't write a thing. The government did all the research, did all the everything, and I just copied it and pasted. See, nothing in the government is copyrighted. That's what's so great about government. I bought your book 100 years ago. Yeah, not 100, but close. Close to 100 years ago. Then I had another famous book called Free Money to Change Your Life. And that was when the government started realizing, hey, all the training programs we have in the government. And Robert Reich, he became the head of the Department of Labor during Clinton. And I copied all his work that he put together. You know, there's 50 to 150 training programs that we give out money to get people better jobs, you know. And I still believe in all those training programs so much, because that's what people need, is the skills and the knowledge or whatever, and the opportunity to get the foot in the door somewhere. You don't need a degree. You know, infomercial, yes. They don't work anymore for me. I see a lot of infomercials still out there, but it doesn't attract me anymore. I'd rather sit and talk to you nonchalant for 20 minutes, and it doesn't cost me anything. So, you know, infomercials, I got to get all this industry, got to pay the TV, got to pay the producers, got to pay all this kind of stuff. And it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to do those things. And here, I got a $100 cheap iPhone. I come out and do my infomercial, right? That's why now you don't need what you needed in before, you know. And I don't need to sell millions of copies to make a decent living, because I get all the money. See, when I was selling in bookstores, you know, wow, I got very little. I got 10% of something, you know, if I was lucky, probably 7%. Now we get 100%. Because you don't have to go to the bookstore, you don't have to go see an infomercial, you don't have to do anything. So, and I don't need millions, you know, give me a couple thousand people and I'm happy for the rest of my life. And that's what all of us can do now with our own ideas. It doesn't take, you know, big knowledge, big equipment, big backing, big this, big pharma, big, you know, distribution. No, you're not in it. You just got to be creative to find the people who are interested in what you're doing. I hear you. Yeah. And that's what you can do. It takes work, absolutely, but it does not take money. And see, anybody who's going to convince you all you need is money, is they just prey off you being a lazy sucker like I am. It's just that I went broke a couple times believing it was all money. And now I know for sure, and I got the wounds to prove it, you know, that you could build a business now made like mine recently. It took me many years to figure out what it is. But boy, I want it. I'm going to live for another 15 years or more. So why not spend a few years doing it? You have to keep a living together. Yes, you do something on the side that pays the rent and everything, and you start working on your art. What are you here to do? What are you here to give the rest of us that you would do for no money? But you have to do it for money so you can eat and have a roof on your head. So it's that balance you have to do, you know. And it'll take a while to figure it out, because we're all, yeah, you are a walking testimony. Never go. You figure it out. It just takes work and perseverance. That's why I'm into hearts. See these hearts? It used to be questions. Now it's hearts, because if your heart's not in it, you ain't going to stay there. You're going to give up very easily, because we're all lazy and don't want to work hard. And that's another thing about doing something that you really like to do, because then you'll do it. Otherwise, life becomes like a bad date. You can't wait to go home. So is your work like a bad date? You can't wait to get home. You don't want to do that. You want to use your professional skills that you don't want to go home. You want to keep using them. Rain or shine, money or no money, you know, that's the perfect life to me. But it don't come easy. And you have to make a lot of sacrifices or whatever it is. But man, what else you have to do? You know, be miserable and doing something that really isn't you. And that's what most of us get through life that way. And I don't know. You don't have to. That's all I know. May not work the first time, so you got to pick your ass up and try it again. May not work second time. You pick your ass up and try it again. it may not work the fourth time. You pick your ass and do it again, you know. Which website has the links and report? Asking for the membership has all the reports for free. So Let's Go Help, LESKOHELP.com. If you go there, and it's $20, so that's a $20, you know, $20 a month. So save for 30 days and just suck me dry, blind, you know. Pack up all, you know, pack up 10,000 worth of reports and just sit there, you know, stop the service and spend the rest of your time reading them and using them, you know. You could do that. I'm happy to do that. Or go back and read my, view the YouTube videos are all free, and I give a lot of stuff on these. You know, it's really, sometimes it's the best. But what the Let's Go Help is the place for you. Ask me personally what a question. What do you want? And then I every new question that you start on Let's Go Help, I answer personally. That is the joy of my life, to see what your question is about getting help. Because then I could, if I don't have an answer, then I'll go out and look for an answer. Look for the best answer. That's why you and your questions make my life. You're the food that keeps me growing. You're the food that gets me up every morning to figure out how I could help you. I got a thank you letter yesterday that was just incredible. I don't feel I do anything. You know, I just follow my nose, you know, kind of thing. And I think it's important. I don't think I have any special skills. I flunked English in college. I flunked out of high school. I almost got kicked out of college. Had 3 failing businesses. I don't consider myself a genius or anything. Just stumbling through life like everybody. But when somebody writes and says, I mean, this woman's wrote, boy, she's watching me, she got $30,000 this past year. Wow. I want to know where the hell she got that. I wonder what I'm saying. You know, I didn't know I was saying that. That's why, I mean, boy, if this stuff can do something like that for somebody, I have nothing better to do for the rest of my life but to just try to do that again for somebody else. It may or may not work, I don't know. I can't guarantee it will, but if there's that possibility, I have nothing better to do. And that's why you asking me questions is the food for my heart, my soul, and, you know, to keep me going. And as long as whoever's in charge of this fucking life will let me stay here. But I'll tell you, you know, running, I don't run anymore. I can't even walk fast anymore. And it's not my bones or muscles. I don't think fast enough, you know. So I walk real fast, something may happen, I can't think fast enough to react. Yeah. So I feel I'm 1/2 step away from a hospital visit. So I can't, yeah, your mind just doesn't work as quickly anymore, react as quick anymore. You know, that's why I'd be dangerous as hell on a bicycle. And it's not the bones, it's not the belt. I could do that. I don't hurt my muscles. I just don't think fast enough. Help me, Wanda. Help me, Wanda. Well, thanks for being there and giving me something of value to try to do in my life. I don't know if it works or not. I can't guarantee it will. But maybe. And that's enough. Maybes is enough. And you keep doing maybes, then you get lucky. That's what happens. Yeah. I needed a grant for my business, needed help fund my business. Yeah. There's more grants given out for businesses right now than ever before. What you do is you start checking all those offices in your state. They're there just to help you start a business. Sheila, email me. Let's go freeradio@gmail.com. Okay, guys, let's go help.com or let's go reports. That's if you don't want to subscribe to anything, because we sell the report separately for $5. But by subscribing, you ask me questions. And what is really neat is that the members answer your questions too. I can't possibly know everything, and the members know more than me on a lot of stuff where you are. And then I'm setting up a separate that you also belong to as a member of Let's Go Help is Let's Go Help 2, which is on a different platform that will be for state, just to find out what's in your state, because that's where the real action is. I'm trying to get people just to contribute more, to tell other people in your state what programs are there, because obviously the state won't do it well. So you'll do it better. You telling and sharing your story about what's available is the best way to help other people in the world, to show them what they can take advantage of that will improve their life. Okay, so you have improved my life so much by just being alive and reacting. So I thank you so much for being there.